Hey everybody. So this is my final World Cup reaction video for Europe. Groups A, B, and H for match day 10. So in Group A, France clinched at home, first place in the group and a direct spot to the World Cup, with a somewhat unconvincing 2-1 victory at home against Belarus. Oddly enough, this same French team that many are billing to be one of the favorites next summer have dropped points against the two worst teams in this group. Belarus, I believe, earlier on in this qualifying campaign in this season on the road and at home, as we all know, last month against Luxembourg. So, I don't know, it's just funny how things work out that way, you know? I still think they're one of the favorites to win the World Cup. They were really given a huge hand when the Netherlands defeated Sweden, and it's bittersweet. It's really bittersweet for the Netherlands because Arjen Robben has announced his retirement for the team, and he was sent off with a good send-off, in my opinion. He won the game for the Netherlands 2-0, scoring both goals. And Sweden still goes through, even though them and the Dutch are level on points because of overall group goal difference. Even though if the tiebreaker was head-to-head, the Netherlands would be through to the playoffs, most likely, as one of the best runners-up. But you know, that's not the rule. The rule is overall group goal difference, which I have to say, I honestly, as unpopular as that may sound, I agree with, because it's an overall better reflection of your performance in the group and not putting the importance of your progression to the next round on 2 matches. It puts it on 10 games. I think that's fair. That's just me. But it is sad to see the Netherlands out. They have not qualified for their second consecutive tournament. They missed the Euros in 2016. They will miss the World Cup. So we have a couple of big names missing out on the World Cup this year. Elsewhere, we had Luxembourg proving to be a huge pain in the backside to everyone in this group again by holding Bulgaria to a 1-1 draw at home. They could have won the match. They were leading 1-0, then Bulgaria equalized. Could Luxembourg be one of the newest minnows to sort of, I don't know, improve and leave that label behind? I mean, maybe. This qualifying campaign showed a lot of encouraging signs for them. Where else? Sweden ending their campaign in disappointment. I thought this match was going to be a draw because I think they're in better form than the Netherlands. Maybe they just didn't care because they had hammered Luxembourg last week that they knew they could afford to lose this by anything less than 7-0. Literally, because in order for Netherlands to have gone through, they would have had to have beaten Sweden 7-0. But Sweden are through to the playoffs anyway. Group B, Portugal getting a win at home, 2-0 over Switzerland, qualifying for the World Cup, directly sending Switzerland to the playoffs. I don't want to play Switzerland in the playoffs. The last team I want to play in the playoffs is Switzerland. This is a team that had a 100% record up until the final match day. Really, that sucks for them. Winning all but one of their games and having to go to the playoffs, that sucks. That really sucks because now their fate comes down to 2 games. But still, they're going to be seeded for it. They're going to be the highest seeded team in the draw. Not just in pot 1, among the 4 best of the 8 teams. Number 1, seeded. I feel sorry for whoever plays them. Portugal, though, the pressure was on them. They needed to get a win. They've been chasing Switzerland throughout qualifying. always threatening to overtake them, and they finally did on the final match day. You had a feeling that's what it was going to come down to. There's a plane flying overhead. Excuse the noise. And the trees are rustling. It's a nice breeze. So, Switzerland only needed a draw to qualify for the World Cup directly. They just couldn't do it because the Portuguese are a better team. European champions. So, congratulations to Portugal. Elsewhere, Hungary with a very disappointing World Cup qualifying campaign. I thought Hungary were going to be, at least in the fight for a top two finish. I didn't think they would finish in the top two, but I thought they would be a genuine threat to do so. But just a horrible campaign after a somewhat surprising and promising Euro 2016 finish. But they got a 1-0 victory at home against the Faroe Islands. Allows them to leave with something. Faroe Islands, by the way, finished this qualifying campaign with 9 points, the highest ever of any time in their history. Are the Faroe Islands going to be the next big Nordic Scandinavian success story? That remains to be seen. I've been a little bit impressed with the Faroe Islands this time around. And then elsewhere, Latvia beating Andorra at home. Latvia ending their campaign with a little bit of a consolation. There's not much else to say there. So then Group H. Group H, we have Belgium versus Cyprus. Belgium straightforward, defeating Cyprus at home 4-0 to finish with 28 points in their group. They will be seeded in pot 1 for the World Cup draw. Very talented team. Still not anywhere near as good as they should be because they don't have the proper manager. And like I said in a previous video, Belgium is absolutely loaded in individual talent, but they're, in my opinion, they're like a less cohesive version of France. Just my opinion. But they are a threat just for the fact of the sheer raw talent they have alone. So, Greece finishing off at home with a win over Gibraltar. They finish as one of the best runners-up. They will be in the draw for the playoffs next week. They will not be seeded. To be honest, they're probably the team that everyone in pot 1 wants to get. No disrespect to Greece, but they are very plucky, very defensive-oriented side. But if you're in a pot 1 team in the European Championships, you want to get Greece. Won't be easy, but that's the team that you would prefer. And then elsewhere in the group, Estonia versus Bosnia-Herzegovina. That was an interesting match. Another team, in addition to the Faroe Islands and Luxembourg, that I thought punched above their weight this qualifying campaign was Estonia. Estonia have had a decent qualifying campaign. They finished with 11 points, I think. They're not a minnow because the minnows are reserved for like the very worst teams in Europe, but I like to rank European teams in 6 different levels. I put Estonia at level 5, so they're not like San Marino or Andorra, but they're above them. I think that I was impressed by them. I was. Estonia really could have won this match, but Bosnia stole it in the end with a 2-1 victory. Bosnia eliminated in 3rd place. Bosnia-Herzegovina, they really blew it last week when they couldn't hold on for any kind of a result at home against Belgium. That really, really hurt them. And that's why Greece has overtaken them in the table. So those are my reactions. Leave a comment below, like, subscribe. I'll see you guys later today when I make my predictions for the New Zealand versus Peru World Cup qualifying 2018 two-legged playoffs. Until then, have a good day, much love, and peace out.